back door, finding McCraven, pass a little high for him. McCraven had a reset, puts it up off the glass, good.
Out to Hallie Crockett, her second baseball pass up the floor to Abby Richmond. Right-handed layup for 2.
Backing and backing, gets stalled again, and picks up 2 points. So 2-point takedown.
The puck tries to reverse along the boards, taken away by Parker. Followed out a goal! Parker tees up Brody Schultz!
A right-handed dribble goes to Reichel, deep 3-pointer on the way. That's good.
Up the floor, Severson over to Bevins, all alone, steps up, shoots the 3, and it's good.
Ulstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
On yourliveevent.com. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. It's Goodride Grygla and the Sacred Heart Eagles in our 4th and final game of the day of the Section 8A Girls Basketball Tournament. We're going to jump right into our Border Bank in Clearbrook pregame coaches interviews as we had a chance to talk with Coach Mike Matheson of the Sacred Heart Eagles. Sacred Heart Eagles head girls basketball coach Mike Matheson joins us on the pregame show tonight. And Coach, first of all, thanks, or rather not thanks, but more like congratulations on making it to the quarterfinal round, and thanks for the time here in the pregame. The biggest question you're probably getting is the youth of your team this year and how they're going to handle the environment tonight here in the quarterfinal round. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think, moving into the second half of the season and coming into tournament time, it was a big question mark on how they were going to respond to the atmosphere and into the stage of the game right now. And I think we got some of those nerves and those jitters out of the way here this past week on Thursday over in Crookston. And this whole season they've just stepped up. They've had so much confidence, and once they get into their rhythm and they realize, hey, we're just out here to play basketball, they get pretty comfortable. And so we're super excited to be here. It's been a great turnaround this year coming off of last season, and definitely excited for the opportunity tonight.
It's one of those things that sometimes the best experience for an 8th grader, freshman, somebody young is just to get out there and play, almost get thrown into the fire.
That's just it. We've been telling them there's no pressure right now. It is all about enjoying the moment, enjoying being together, and enjoy still playing basketball. There's a lot of teams that aren't fortunate enough right now to be playing still, and so take the opportunity, run with it, and see what happens.
So your opponent tonight, Goodride Grygla Chargers, lost to them by only 4 points in the regular season. Can you tell our listeners and viewers a little bit about how that game went and maybe things you want to do better tonight?
Yeah, well, they're super tough, they're super competitive, and they're super fast. And so, tonight it's all about slowing them down in transition and slowing Jacobson down. She's a heck of a player, an all-state player, and, one opportunity to stop her and take some pride on the defensive end. And so, if we can match their toughness and slow them down and play at our speed and our pace, we should keep it close, and that's what we're looking to do tonight.
That seems to be the key in any game. You want to play your game. You don't want to get sped up, or maybe you do want to speed it up, but that seems like it's always a big key.
Yeah, we do look to play fast, but on the other hand, we can't play to their speed, and they're as fast as they want to go, especially on offense. Like I said, we just got to slow them down, limit their transition buckets, and rebound. Take advantage of our size in the paint and get some rebounds and some stops down there and own the paint and own the glass tonight.
Going back to the youth of your squad, is there anything you've told the girls to do right away to get comfortable? Hey, get shots up, warm. It's called a warm-up for a reason, right?
Well, that's just it. Get out here, get through our warm-up. We'll have an extra few minutes being a section game here or a tournament game, and that's all about just getting some shots up. And I told them on Thursday night too, get some shots up, find your rhythm, realize there's no difference in the height of this basket or the free throw line's the same distance, the three-point line's the same distance. So find your rhythm, watch a couple of them go in, get some confidence and warm up, so when it comes to game time, you can just throw it up and they'll go in for you.
All right, sounds good, Coach. Should be a lot of fun. Good luck tonight.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
And big thanks to head coach Mike Matheson of the Sacred Heart Eagles for joining us in our Border Bank in Clearbrook pregame coaches interviews. You're tuned into the Bicker Inc. pregame show and also the Solely Realty pregame show here on yourliveevent.com and also on 96.7 FM KKCQ. This matchup is the number 3 versus the number 2. Goodride Grygla, the number 2 team, and Sacred Heart, the number 3 team. in the West subsection. 3 minutes to go until we get to our Hugo's Family Marketplace and Hugo's Express starting lineups. Sacred Heart, Goodride Grygla on yourliveevent.com and 96.7 FM KKCQ.
Week at Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada. New Massey Ferguson 4710 tractor, cab air heat, front wheel assist. New Fendt Model 516 tractor, 160 horsepower and has loader. New Fendt Models 930 and 942 tractors are expected with fall delivery dates. Come in now and talk about availability for demo or purchase. All other model Fendt tractors also available. Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada, 218-784-2961.
This is Carly Olson at American Federal Bank in Ada. You can save time on your banking needs with American Federal's mobile deposit. Use your mobile device to deposit checks whenever and wherever it's convenient for you. It's available to online banking customers within the American Federal mobile banking app. Go to your app store today to download the American Federal mobile banking app. To learn more about American Federal's mobile deposit, stop in and visit us at American Federal Bank in Ada, member FDIC.
Have you seen the huge selection of used vehicles that Christian Motors of Fertile has? Stop by the lot, talk with one of the guys about the huge selection of cars, trucks, SUVs, vans, and so much more. They've got a great selection of used vehicles right now. You can view them at christianmotors.com or christiancarsonline.com. One of the biggest selection of used vehicles around, it's Christian Motors. They're proud to be your Chevy and GMC dealer, Highway 32 North in Fertile.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Many factors impact your ability to increase profits on the farm. Make sure your planter is an asset and not a liability. Some limiting factors in making the perfect planter pass are row maintenance, meter calibration, and downforce management. It will not cost you anything to have the conversation about identifying those limiting factors. Call RDK Enterprises 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
BGMR, welcome inside the Big Rink pregame show on yourliveevent.com. It's about time to give you the Hugo's Family Marketplace and Hugo's Express starting lineups as we take a look at the starters down on the floor. And we'll start with Sacred Heart, 8th grader number 2. That's going to be Finley Horkin. 8th grader number 3, Leah Sunby. Sacred Heart, a young group. Junior number 13, Ava Knutson, the 3rd starter for the Eagles. Senior number 14, Audrey Zavral, rather. And junior number 30 is Isabel Vanish. So the starters for Sacred Heart, Horkin, Sunby, Knutson, Zavral, and Vanish. The Sacred Heart Eagles, the number 3 seed on the western half of Section 8A. Here's your starters for the number 2 seeded Goodride Grygla Chargers. Sophomore number 3, Brooklyn Creel. Sophomore number 12, that's Chesney Salo. Senior number 14, Caitlin Jacobson, the 3rd starter for Goodride Grygla. And a senior number 21, Sadie Anderson, is the 4th starter for the Chargers here this afternoon. And a senior number 22 is Kylie DeLage. So for Goodride Grygla, it's Creel, Salo, Jacobson, Anderson, and DeLage. Sacred Heart is Horkin, Sunby, Knutson, Zavral, and Vanish. And this Sacred Heart team starting 2 8th graders in the backcourt. And Coach Matheson, we sort of said it in the pregame show that the best experience or the best way to get experience, toss them into the fire, let them go. And he's been pleased with his 8th graders' performance this season. The quarterfinal round, Goodride Grygla, Sacred Heart. Here we go, final game of the day from Ralph Engelstead Arena in Thief River Falls. Possession number 1 is going to be a decision. Went out of bounds, was tipped out of bounds, and it was last touched by Goodride Grygla. So Crowd on their feet. Anticlimactic start, Sacred Heart basketball. Leah Sunby in the front court for Sacred Heart. Skip pass across, turned over, tipped away. Goodride Grygla the other direction. Easy layup for number 14, Caitlin Jacobson. And it's 2-0 on the Lynn Forest Insurance Agency and Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard. Sacred Heart going from our left to right on yourliveevent.com and on your radio dial, 96.7 FM KKCQ. And a foul away from the basketball. Looked like Audrey Zavral was being held. That's the first on Caitlin Jacobson of Goodride Grygla, her first and the team's first overall. Inbounds along the baseline, tipped, and Sacred Heart nearly turns it over right away again. But we're going to get a push and a foul called again on Goodride Grygla, I believe. No, it'll be on Sacred Heart. It'll be Charger basketball. It's the first foul on Sacred Heart and the first overall on Isabel Vanish of the Eagles. 2-0, Chargers in front early on. 30 seconds into this one. Goodride Grygla in the backcourt. Leah Sunby hassling Brooklyn Creel. And it goes out of bounds, last touched by Sacred Heart. We're expecting a tight matchup tonight. The last time these two teams played was back on the 2nd of February. 52-48, Goodride Grygla got the better of Sacred Heart. Inbounds comes into number 21, Sadie Anderson. Pass to the far side to Brooklyn Creel. Back to Anderson. Lines up a three, and that's going to be off the right side, but an offensive rebound, save, and turnover right back into the lap of Sacred Heart. It was Delays with the rebound and then saved it into the hands of the Eagles. Sunby into the front court, has it on the right wing now with their left hand. Goes over to the left wing with Zavral deep in the left corner. Vanish faces up, right-handed dribble, tight defense, bounce pass across. Sunby, wild floater on the way, nicks the front of the rim, and the rebound down to Caitlin Jacobson, who has our first points of the night. It's 2-0. Outlet pass on the far side. Anderson, kick out, Creel left hand inside the painted area, in amongst the trees, bounce pass to the baseline, left corner three, Jacobson too much, offensive rebound, power dribble to the other side of the rim, and the putback is good by Sadie Anderson, 2 points and an offensive board. 4-0 Chargers early here in the first half, 16.5. Isabel Vanish into the front court for Sacred Heart. Wants a ball screen, will get it. Audrey Zavral setting the screen. Vanish having a hard time on the far side. Left wing is going to get stripped down to the baseline. And another turnover. Turnover number 2 from Sacred Heart. 2-on-1 the other way. Creel across the lane. Stops at the left block. Has to kick it out. And where's the whistle? There it is. Sacred Heart fans all over it. Turnover number 2 on Goodride Grygla. In a clear double dribble call, as we could see it from up here on the concourse on yourliveevent.com. Powered by Halstead Telephone Company. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Game number 4, been a long day, but a fun day. Quarterfinal basketball, Section 8A girls tournament. Horkin to Sunby at the top of the key for Sacred Heart. Sunby, the 8th grader, one of 2 8th graders. Horkin and Sunby, the 2 8th graders in the front court for Sacred Heart. Loose ball on the far side. Bodies all over. Where's the whistle? Will it be a jump ball? Will it be a foul? It's a jump ball. It stays with Sacred Heart. That last game we saw with BGMR and Kitson County Central was much of the same, very physical. BGMR got the better of Kitson County Central 56-25. Here's the sideline out of bounds. Vanish up to Sunby. She falls over. Now it's going to be ripped away, and again, a quick whistle and a jump ball. And the jump ball turnover is going to be turnover number 3 on Sacred Heart. 15-32 first half, 4-0. Goodride Grygla still in front. Pass to the far side, nearly turned over. 21 Anderson kicks it out. Jacobson for 3 off the front of the rim. Sunby in there going for the rebound, and she secures it. Leaves it off to her teammate Vanish on the near side, back across the timeline. Vanish turns it up a gear, gets to the baseline. Now she'll pull it out. Kicks it back out to Sunby at the top of the key, approaching the 15-minute mark. Goodride Grygla 4-0. Wraparound pass. Turned over, turnover number 4. Sunby was looking for Zavral on the inside, couldn't get it there. Into the right corner. Creel back out near the top of the key. Jacobson around to Anderson, hands it off at the top to Creel, stops at the left elbow, loses it, kicks it out. Salo for 3, got it! 3 points for Chesney Salo, and Goodride Grygla is in front 7-0 here early on. 14.5 to go in the first half. Horkin Downhill with the right hand, off the window. A whistle on the baseline, and that's going to send Finley Horkin to the Mustang Seeds free throw line for the first time. It's going to be the first foul on number 22, Kylie DeLage. Her first, like we said, and the team's second. Free throw is good from number 2, Finley Horkin, and she's going to get a second. Couple of substitutions in for Sacred Heart. Alexis Lawrence, another 8th grader. We'll get you the other in a moment. Second free throw, good. So Horkin good from the Mustang Seeds free throw line at 7-2. Goodride Grygla in front, 14.5 to go in the first half as Lydia Risky into the game for the Eagles as well. Salo has it at the top of the key. Left-handed dribble, help comes from the corner, leaves it off. Anderson, scoop layup, too much. Rolls off the front of the rim. Risky comes down with a rebound and immediate impact off the bench. Risky crosses over to her left hand. Looks for the handoff with Vanish, but rather goes back to the right wing. And she loses it, and it's turnover number 5. Good ball pressure defensively from Goodride Grygla, forcing the 5th turnover of the half. Backdoor pass. Goes to Creel, back out to the top of the key. Anderson, reversal around DeLage. Left hand inside, down to the baseline. Jacobson, power dribble, up one time. That's no good. Offensive rebound, back into the corner. A head fake, kick out, top of the key. Down the right lane line. Anderson now pulls it out into the right corner. 13.5 to go first half. Chargers by 5. Deep 3 on the way. Front of the rim. Rebound. Lawrence for the Eagles. Back across the timeline, Lydia Risky. Down by 5, now to the baseline, throws it off the bottom of the backboard and a wild shot, delays the rebound. Stolen back away by Sacred Heart, another loose ball and now another turnover and an outlet on the far side. Defense has to get back, it's a 5-on-4, now back to a 5-on-5, baseline, bounce pass to the opposite side of the lane, Anderson up no good. Baseline still, kicked out once again. This is a long 2 off the heel by Creel, and the rebound back to Horkin and Sacred Heart. 2-on-2 back the other direction. Vanish, transition 3 on the way. That's a little too strong, and the rebound run down and off and running. Here comes Caitlin Jacobson. Numbers for Sacred Heart. Jacobson pulls it out on the left baseline. Anderson, another 3, too much. And Horkin, another rebound, and we have just been back and forth in the first couple of minutes. 7-2, Goodride Grygla by 5. Coach Matheson wants a breather. 30-second timeout. Chargers by 5. We're back after this on KKCQ and YourLiveEvent.com.
Founded upon our Benedictine heritage of prayer and work, Sacred Heart Catholic School promotes faith in Jesus Christ, educates youth, and ministers to all. At Sacred Heart, it's not just about education, but about the formation of the person, mind, body, and soul. By living each day the Eagle Way, today's students will become tomorrow's leaders. To learn more about the Sacred Heart School or to view activity schedules, teachers' pages, and more, visit sacredheartegf.net.
Coming out of the timeout, brought to you by the Fosston A&W. Goodride Grygla leading by 5, 7-2. 12:37 to go in the first half. Dawson Peterson, play-by-play voice for these last couple of games. Mac Robinson, the producer, on camera on YourLiveEvent.com. James Cardarelli joining us for the last game and a half or so. Popping in on the YLE and KKC crew. 12.5 to go first half. 7-2. Vanish at the top of the key for Sacred Heart. Near side. Baseline. Risky. Power dribble. Step through. Good patience. Not there. Offensive rebound. Putback is good. Alexis Lawrence, one of 4 8th graders on the Sacred Heart squad. Goodride Grygla back the other way, leading by 3, trying with the immediate answer. Off the mark, Risky comes away with the rebound. That shot was no good by Kylie DeLage. Risky on the right wing, bounce pass into the corner, facing up. Swickla back to Risky, Swickla right corner, 3, long 2, no, it is a 3, she got it. Swickla, the freshman, ties it up at 7. Left corner, Underdahl for Goodride Grygla, down to the block. Off to Salo. This is a jumper from about 8, and that one's no good. Risky down with rebound number 3. So Goodride Grygla, quiet in the last 3 minutes or so. We're tied up at 7. Vanish on the right wing, down low, has the positioning. That's Lawrence off glass. No whistle on the call. Ball is loose on the baseline, out of bounds into the Hawaiian student section, and last touch by Sacred Heart. It goes to Goodride Grygla. So I believe that's the Goodride Grygla student section to our right here on yourliveevent.com. If you can see them, it's Hawaiian theme down there and the whiteout theme for Sacred Heart on the opposite side. You'll see it as our producer, Mac Robinson, moves it from our right to left, tied up at 7, approaching the 11-minute mark in the first half. Down in the near side corner, DeLage, top of the key. Underdahl into the right corner. Ashlyn Nelson stops at the free throw line. Long two by DeLage. Puts it in. First 2 points for Kylie DeLage. Goodride Grygla takes the lead back. 11 minutes to go first half, 9-7. Vonish goes down to the baseline, gets by her defender. Back across the lane, and it's good again. Alexis Lawrence with back-to-back baskets. She's got 4. Knotted up at 9 after a quick Goodride Grygla start. They led 7-2. We're tied at 9. Ball into the left corner to Salo, who dribbles it back up to the top of the key. DeLage uses a ball screen downhill, has some space. DeLage gets whacked, and she'll head to the line for 2. Foul on Sacred Heart. That's going to be the first on Lydia Risky and the team's second. 2 free throws for Goodride Grygla. First one is too strong. That was number 22, Kylie DeLage at the free throw line. She's going to get a second. Back into the game is Ella Adolfson for Sacred Heart, the senior. DeLage, the second free throw is up and good. Goodride Grygla starts the game 1 of 2 from the Mustang Seeds free throw line. DeLage has 3. It's 10-9. Lynn Forrest Insurance Agency and Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard. Sacred Heart basketball. Hand off to Leah Sunby. Left-handed dribble deep into the corner. Risky went backdoor. Sunby couldn't get to her. Reversal back near the top to Adolfson. And it's tipped out of bounds. Last touched by Goodride Grygla. 10-22 first half. Chargers by 1, 10-9. Senior number 21, Sadie Anderson, checks back onto the hardwood. Chargers the number 2 seed in the West half, and Sacred Heart the number 3. Inbounds from the sideline to the corner. 8th grader Lawrence, risky, head fake, 1 dribble, pull up, nice move, can't convert. Into the corner, rebound run down by Salo, and she threw it off the leg of an Eagle, and it'll stay with Goodride Grygla. Ten minutes, 13 seconds first half. Ashlyn Nelson for Goodride Grygla in the backcourt, brings it back across the timeline for the Chargers. The Chargers boasting an 18-6 record. Sacred Heart 16-10. Over the top pass, goes all the way to the baseline, and that's number 14, Caitlin Jacobson, hauling it in and putting it in. 4 points for her. It's 12-9. Chargers by 3. Risky spins around at the top of the key, gets to her left hand, down to the free throw line. She slipped, and she made her roll her ankle. Risky's going to slowly get up. There's a blocking foul instead on Goodride Grygla. That's going to go on Jacobson. That's her second. She hit the deck, and the whistle, immediately we sort of thought it was a travel, but there's a blocking foul. Finley Horkin comes back into the game for Sacred Heart. Inbounds along the baseline, goes out to Zavrol at the right elbow. Back to the left side, Knutson. Horkin stops near the 16-foot mark, back to Adolfson. That's Knutson getting to the inside. It's tipped out of bounds. It stays with Sacred Heart. Kylie DeLage comes back in for Goodride Grygla. She checks in for number 14, Caitlin Jacobson, with 2 first-half fouls. So we'll see how Coach Johnsrud for the Chargers wants to play it with Jacobson with 9.5 to go in this first half. See if she sits out maybe the next 5 minutes or so to avoid that third first-half foul. Sunby on the near side, around the arc with the left hand. At the top of the key, defensive pressure applied by Nelson of Goodride Grygla. Sunby to the free throw line. Left elbow off to Zavrol. Back to Sunby at the top. Left wing. Horkin. Great hand downhill. Back to Sunby. Sunby controls the 8th grader for Sacred Heart with 9 minutes to go in the first half. 12-9 Chargers lead. Sunby from downtown. That's going to miss everything, but got her own offensive rebound. Flies in, can't finish. And here comes Goodride Grygla back the other way. Leading by 3 on the near side. Underdahl back across into the lane, into a crowd. Turnover, no. Goodride Grygla still has it. Nelson to the baseline. Blocking foul. And it's going to stay with Goodride Grygla after the whistle on the baseline. The foul's going to go on number 13, Ella Adolfson, her first, team's third. Baseline out of bounds upcoming for Goodride Grygla. Sadie Anderson to inbound, goes out to the top of the key. Open, three-pointer on the way. Nearly banked it in was number 22, DeLage. And the rebound hauled in by Knutson for Sacred Heart, her first of the night. Sunby across the Ralph Engelstedt Arena logo. Downhill, 14-foot floater is going to go out of bounds as it was an air ball. And you can sort of tell Goodride Grygla is giving Leah Sunby all she can handle, the 8th grader for Sacred Heart. But even after the air ball, teammates coming up to her, slapping her on the back, saying, hey, that's all right, not a bad look. Keep your head up, keep on going. 12-9, 8.5 to go. Goodride Grygla by 3 first half. Ball brought across the timeline on the far side. Nelson gets to her left hand, passes into the left-handed corner. Underdahl, knee brace on that left leg. Underdahl works it around top of the key as she pounds the hardwood with a right-handed dribble. Left wing to Nelson, into the corner. DeLage uses a ball screen off to the top of the key with Creel. Right wing, back to Underdahl, left hand from 13 feet. Bounce pass underneath. DeLage trying to find something, a jump ball, possession arrow to Sacred Heart. Jump ball turnover on Goodride Grygla, their 3rd turnover of the game. Risky is back in for the Eagles. Vanish back in as well. 8 minutes to play first half. Chargers by 3, 12-9. Lynn Forest Insurance Agency and Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard. Harkin across the timeline for the Eagles, goes to Risky on the right wing, and reaching in for Goodride Grygla is number 4, Brooklyn Creel, her first. And now the team's 4th. And here's the sideline out of bounds. Foul's going to be called on Creel of Goodride Grygla. Pass to Risky, gets down to the baseline. Risky kicks it out, left wing, three-pointer. Horkin, she got fouled. Foul after the three-point attempt from Finley Horkin. The foul is going to go on number 3, Ashlyn Nelson, her first and the team's 5th. 3 free throws coming up for Finley Horkin. She gets them all. She ties the game up at 12 with less than 8 minutes to go in the first half. First one is up. Hits the front of the rim. Shooter's roll. Little bounce. It's good. Horkin, the second to make it a 1-point game. Off the mark. Hit the left side. Roll off the right side of the rim. Number 21, Alexis Lawrence, another 8th grader, checks back in. Takes her spot on the right lane line, pitted between a couple of Chargers from the block in the elbow. 3rd free throw on the way is also short, but an offensive rebound for Sacred Heart. Put back a little strong, and a whistle and a foul called on the rebound. The foul is going to go on number 14, Audrey Zavral, and she's just a little out of position working for the rebound. Sort of, when it was all said and done, on the back of a Charger. It's her first and the team's 4th. Chargers back into the front court, leading by 2, 12-10. Pass comes to the left wing with Cryle for the Chargers. Off to the top of the key, DeLage, who has 3 points. Right wing. Faking to the corner is number 21, Anderson. Top of the key, Underdahl, a 3 off the heel. Pops high into the air, and the rebound hauled in by Alexis Lawrence, her 4th. That's a game high. Risky back across. Outlet to Vanish on the left wing. Risky to the top of the key, a right-handed dribble. Risky stops there, bounce pass, it was tight and it's turned over. Turnover number 7, picked up by number 3, Ashlyn Nelson of Goodride Grygla. She stops, stumbling around, out to Nelson, 3-pointer on the way, off the front, and Vanish clears it. Vanish, her first rebound, takes a look at Coach Matheson as Risky going into the front court. Vanish at the top of the key, 6:40 first half, Goodride Grygla by 2, 12-10. Vanish with the right hand, gets downhill. Floater, out the window, good. Isabel Vanish, just give it a little kiss. We're tied at 12, 6:32, first half. Timeout. Goodride Grygla, we're back in 30 seconds on KKCQ and YourLiveEvent.com.
Have you adjusted Your crop insurance policy to reflect the increase in commodity prices and input costs? Hi, this is Bethany Rentz, crop insurance agent with Irie Insurance. We want to partner with you to provide you a comprehensive policy structure to protect your farm's revenue and preserve your equity. Give us a call today to set up a time to meet with an Irie Insurance agent prior to March 15th. For contact information, please visit our website at irieins.com.
You're protected and appreciated at Irie.
Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity provider.
First half action with Goodride Grygla and Sacred Heart. Final game of the day, shaping up to be a good one. We're tied up at 12 with 6.5 to go in the first half. Goodride Grygla basketball across the timeline. Here come the Chargers with Ashlyn Nelson into the left corner. DeLage back across to the top of the key. Underdahl from the skip. DeLage, handoff. Anderson, now Nelson. Back to Underdahl, and she pulls it out past the three-point line. Reversal on the near side with Sadie Anderson. 6 minutes to play first half. Tied at 12 between the Chargers and the Eagles. Final game of the day in the Section 8A girls basketball quarterfinal round. Anderson gets downhill, pitches it back to Nelson. To the free throw line, DeLage faces up. Backdoor pass underneath, high into the air was number 4, Kryl. Jump ball underneath, and the whistle, and it's going to stay with Goodride Grygla. 5:43 first half. Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard. Lynn Forest Insurance Agency scoreboard tied up at 12. Baseline out of bounds upcoming for the Chargers. Has the positioning as number 22, DeLage, and she puts it in. 5 points and 2 rebounds for Kylie DeLage. That 5 points leads the Chargers, and they lead by 2, 14-12. Couple of subs will come in for both teams on the next dead ball. Vanish goes down to the baseline to Alexis Lawrence. Back out to Vanish. The junior with the left hand around the arc on the left wing. Crosses over to her right hand. She lost it, but Risky will pick it up, and she has a little time controlling it. Off to Vanish, right wing. Entry pass down low. Zavral puts it in. Nice drop step for Audrey Zavral over her left shoulder. She's got 2, and we're tied up at 14 with 5 minutes to play in the first half. Pass goes into the left corner. Out to the left wing. Three-pointer from Anderson off the left side. Out of bounds. Last touched by Goodride Grygla. Back into the game for Sacred Heart is going to be Leah Sunby. Subs in for Goodride Grygla, Chesney Salo. And the Chargers steal it away on the baseline out of bounds. Nelson stole it away. Pass across the lane, a foul. So Ashlyn Nelson, the heads-up steal. Ball gets to her teammate Chesney Salo. And now a foul on Sacred Heart. Ava Knutson. Her second, and the team's 5th. Free throw is no good. Back into the game for Sacred Heart, number 20, Izzy Swickla. Three-pointer in the game's tied up at 14, 4:48 first half. Second free throw is good from Salo. She's got 4 points. Sacred Heart basketball. Risky brings it across the timeline inside 5 minutes to go in the first half. Has it along the left wing for the Eagles. Bounce pass, a tight one inside, facing up Lawrence. Bounce pass and swatted away. Swickla was swatted underneath, and a save along the baseline. Caitlin Jacobson flying around as she runs back the other way. Nelson to Jacobson in the right corner, who gets back into the play. The orange above her head, back around to Nelson at the top left wing. And Sunby tipping it away. Back across on the far side. Anderson uses a ball screen. Anderson downhill. Stopped there after she was cut off by Risky. Handoff. DeLage puts it in. And Kylie DeLage has 7 points. Now all of a sudden Goodride Grygla leads by 3, 17-14. Risky crossing over near the top of the key in the left corner. Tries to spin back. Baseline. Risky puts it up. No good. Offensive rebound is back up and in by Izzy Swickla. She's got 5 points and a rebound. Outlet on the far side. DeLage, numbers for Sacred Heart defensively. Off to Sadie Anderson, left wing. Nelson for 3, not there. Rebound underneath with Horkin and Sacred Heart. Sunby will race it into the front court. Eagles trail by 1, 17-16. Stops near the right elbow, back out to Risky. One dribble, pull up, long two, around, down, and out. Rebound to Caitlin Jacobson and Goodride Grygla, her third of the night. Jacobson spins around, and she's going to get a foul called, or rather she draws one on Swickla. It's her first and the team's sixth, so one more. And Goodride Grygla will be in the bonus for the rest of the first half. Brooklyn Kryl comes back in. Morgan Underdahl also back in for the Chargers as they lead by 17-16, 3:14 first half. Into the right corner, Salo looks underneath, and the foul is going to be called on the entry pass. They're going to say baseline out of bounds, but that's going to be the team's seventh on Sacred Heart. And quickly the second on Izzy Swickla of Sacred Heart, the freshman with 5 points, a rebound, and 2 fouls. A 1-and-1 coming for number 14, Caitlin Jacobson. Officials confirm the foul. It is their seventh. Jacobson takes her time. The free throw is short, no good. Offensive rebound. Underdahl comes away with it inside the paint, letting them play, no whistle, and the rebound comes down to Swickla. Sacred Heart has numbers in a 5-on-4, now 4-on-4 back the other way. Risky picks it back up. Swickla inside out. Sunby puts up a three, and it's off the back. Risky goes in for the offensive rebound, still tipped around, and Anderson picks it up. It's her third rebound of the night. Underdahl stops in the backcourt. Far side of the floor. Now across the timeline is number 21, Anderson. Slows it down, 2:40 to go first half. Chargers by 17-16. Cutting through, Jacobson can't finish. Lawrence another board. Her fifth. Sunby, in and out dribble. Pulls it back with the right to the top of the key. Inside the 15-foot mark, off to number 2. Horkin stops there. Sunby will try one from the left corner. Also short. Risky, though, another offensive rebound. Her fourth. Inside the paint, off the glass. It's good. Lydia Risky with her first points of the afternoon, and now into the evening hours. It's 5:45 and 18-17. Eagles by 1, approaching 2 minutes in the first half. Jacobson, baseline, and a push. Or a block, if you want to get technical. It's going to go on Swickla. So Swickla is going to come out with her 3 first half fouls. Vanish comes back in. Caitlin Jacobson at the line, 1-and-1. First free throw is good, so she'll earn the bonus. Goodride Grygla 3 of 6 from the Mustang Seeds free throw line in the half. Second one for Jacobson on the way, connects on that one as well. Caitlin Jacobson, 6 points. Kylie DeLage, the only other player with more. She's got 7. This is your 2-minute warning. Goodride Grygla leads by 1, 19-18 first half. Vanish to the baseline. Gets cut off by Anderson. Gets it out near the top. Horkin, right hand, into the corner. Sunby puts up a 3, and that's going to go in and out. Rebound. Brought in by Jacobson, her fourth. Outlet to the far side. Anderson tries to clear a little space. Puts it up and in. And Anderson, Sadie Anderson for the Chargers with 4. 3-point Charger lead, 21-18. Lynn Forest Insurance Agency and Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard. Vanish dances with it on the left wing, thought about the 3. Closeout is there from Anderson to Sunby at the top of the key, into the right corner to Vanish. Goes baseline with the right hand, puts up a wild floater, hits the front of the rim, bounces off the back, and gets the roll. In Horkin with 5, and it's 21-20. 1 minute and 5 seconds to go. Underdahl to the free throw line. Goes out into the right corner. Kryl along 2 off the front. Sacred Heart clears it with an Alexis Lawrence rebound, her 6th of the half. 55 seconds, half number 1. Chargers by 1, 21-20. Vanish, all by the half-court line, uses a ball screen, gets downhill with the right hand. Sunby in the right corner, puts up a 3, puts it in! Leah Sunby from deep gives Sacred Heart the 2-point lead, 23-21, 30 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Salo for Goodride Grygla, over to the left wing. Anderson is there. Try to go high-low, not there. Underdahl, the answer. No, it's short and goes over the top. Vanish comes away with it. It's her second rebound. 17 seconds to go. Vanish is clear as she peeks behind her head to Sunby in the left corner. She wants another one, and she got it! And one! Leah Sunby! The 8th grader, with 10 seconds to go in the first half, says, how do you like that? The foul on Goodride Grygla is going to be their first on Chesney Salo. The team's 6, 10 seconds remaining in the half. Sunby takes her time and converts the 4-point play. Leah Sunby with 7 points, 8 seconds. Chargers come into the front court. All of a sudden, they're down by 6. Anderson on the far side, 3 seconds. Leaves it off to Salo, puts it up at the horn. And your first half has come to a close. What a swing for Sacred Heart. Your score on the Lynn Forest Insurance Agency and Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard. Eagles of Sacred Heart lead by 6 over Goodride Grygla, 27-21. Your halftime report coming your way next on 96.7 FM KKCQ and on yourliveevent.com.
When you're going out to play this winter, do it in Ada. Ada has an ice skating rink, snowmobiling, snowshoe and cross-country ski trails. And stop in Ada on your way to and from any other activities. Meet your friends, have a bite to eat. Or if you're in the mood for a swim and not quite ready for a polar plunge, swim with family and friends at the indoor pool at the Deco Center. Ada also has its event center ready to host meetings or family events. Welcome to Ada, alive and thriving.
The Benedictine Living Community in Ada is currently hiring for the following positions: Director of Nursing, full-time exempt position. CNA, full and part-time, need not be certified to apply, will train you. Resident Assistant, full-time assisted living position. An RN LPN charge nurse, full-time days and overnights. For more information, log on to blcada.org/jobs or call 218-784-5500. Consider a career with the Benedictine Living Community in Ada.
Bitcare Inc. has savings on all farm implement and ag equipment tires during this Ag Month celebration. Thanks to area farms and farm families for your business and for growing the crops to produce the food we enjoy. Bitcare Inc. with savings on farm and ag equipment tires. Call Troy the Tire Guy to order your tires today and discover additional savings with multiple tire orders for your farm. Bitcare Inc. located between Ada and Halstead. 218-456-7467.
You won this year's chili cook-off. Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense.
River's Edge Insurance Agency, Halstead. 218-456-2172.
Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah.
My name is Jared, born and raised in Minnesota, and I'm a project director at Enbridge. Enbridge is more than a pipeline company. It's a company participating in renewable energy projects in Minnesota and abroad, and I'm really proud to be working here.
We believe a cleaner energy future is achievable. For over 20 years, we've been early adopters of renewable energy, and we're proudly committed to net zero emissions by 2050. To hear more from Jared, visit enbridge.com/Jared. That's JERRID.
Farmers, are you shopping for a bank that has many flexible options tailored to fit your farm's unique financing needs? Franzen Bank is an approved Farmer Mac lender, meaning they can offer long-term, fixed-rate loans on equipment, land, operating lines of credit, and more. Being a Farmer Mac approved lender also means Franzen Bank can get you a decision quickly. Learn more at franzenbank.com/FarmerMac. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC.
Your grandmother's fine china, those trendy sneakers, your collection of hand-carved duck decoys. Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask Linforce Insurance Agency in your viewing area if auto owners make sense for you.
Oh, now you do your job.
Gordon Construction of Mahnomen is a Native American-owned business proudly operating on the White Earth Indian Reservation since 1983. As a bonded general contractor, Gordon Construction provides years of experience in large, detailed, and within-budget projects. Gordon Construction is committed to the safety of its employees and the environment of its work sites. To learn more about Gordon Construction of Mahnomen, visit gcmahnomen.com or call 218-935-2191.
As we welcome you inside the halftime report on yourliveevent.com and 96.7 FM KKCQ, I'm Dawson Peterson alongside our video producer Mac Robinson on YLE, having fun in this final game of the day. Sacred Heart leading 27-21, and it's been quite a swing of events. Goodride Grygla got out to a 7-2 lead at the 14:33 mark of the first half. We go all the way down to the 5-minute mark of the first half, where Sacred Heart went on a 12-7 run, and we were tied up with 5 minutes to go in the first half, 14-14. That was your score. And then it went back and forth for the remainder of the first half until Sacred Heart gained the momentum. Leah Sunby converted a 4-point play on a three-pointer from the left corner. She hit one from the right corner previously and then knocked one down from the left and got fouled, made the 4-point play to make it a 6-point game. Sacred Heart leads 27-21 on the Linforce Insurance Agency and Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard. And let's give you your first half stats. Powered by Christian Motors, we start with Sacred Heart. Finley Horkin at 5 points and 3 rebounds. Leah Sunby with 7 points and 2 rebounds. Lydia Risky, 2 points and 4 rebounds. Ava Knutson with a rebound. Audrey Zavral had 2 points. Izzy Swickla had 5 points and 2 rebounds. Alexis Lawrence had 4 points and a game-high 6 boards. And Isabel Vanish with 2 points and 2 rebounds. Goodride Grygla, Chesney Salo at 4 points and a rebound. Caitlin Jacobson had 6 points and 4 rebounds. Sadie Anderson, 4 points and 3 rebounds. Kylie DeLage with 7 points and 2 rebounds. Sacred Heart, by my mark, out-rebounding Goodride Grygla 2-1. 20 rebounds for Sacred Heart compared to 10 for Goodride Grygla. From the Mustang Seeds free throw line, Goodride Grygla was 4 of 7 for 57%. Sacred Heart 4 of 6. For 66%. Turnover numbers, Sacred Heart at 8, and Goodride Grygla with 3 first half turnovers. Those stats being brought to you by Christian Motors. Stop by Christian Motors for the absolute best selection in used cars, or visit them online at ChristianCarsOnline.com. Christian Motors has locations in Minnesota, including Fertile and Crookston, and locations in North Dakota, including Findlay, Cooperstown, Jamestown, and their used superstore in Mayville. Visit them online at ChristianCarsOnline.com. Sacred Heart by 6 at the half. We'll take a short break, come back with more second half action and what's shaping up to be a good one. Sacred Heart, Goodride Grygla on 96.7 FM, KKCQ, on the World Wide Web at rjbroadcasting.com and on yourliveevent.com.
The Halstead Living Center, Heritage House in Halstead, and the Normandy and Twin Valley present an atmosphere that is calm and comfortable. Whether you're in need of a short-term or long-term care stay, they offer a variety of first-rate services with a tailored plan to exceed your expectations at any level of care, including senior living with services, skilled nursing care, rehabilitation care, respite, hospice, or adult daycare. Get more information by going to halsteadlivingcenter.com or call 218-456-2105.
The Holly Nuggets Booster Club helps support Nugget athletics and various projects each year. Past projects include gym flooring, baseball, and softball scoreboards, donation to the dance and wrestling team, and the new high school weight room. If you are interested in the progress and development of the athletic programs at the Holly High School, please consider becoming a Booster Club member. Membership is available in monetary amounts of $25, $50, $100, and $250. Visit hollyboosters.com for more information.
Hi, I'm Jake Berkmeyer, and I'm inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join me August 3rd through the 12th in Glacier, Yellowstone, and the Grand Tetons National Parks. Enjoy the ultimate Northern Rockies touring experience with highlights such as the Lewis and Clark Trail, spectacular wildlife, and a covered wagon cookout. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information and to watch a travel show, or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ for more information.
Hi, welcome to Hometown Realty. How can we help you?
Bienvenido a Hometown Realty. ¿En qué le podemos ayudar?
Whether you're looking to buy or sell property, Hometown Realty can help. They have 2 office locations, one in Warren and the other one in Thief River Falls. They have all the equipment to do a virtual walkthrough if you aren't quite ready or able to be in person. And they have a drone for beautiful aerial pictures as well as 4 knowledgeable agents ready to assist you. So if you're looking to buy or sell, call Hometown Realty today.
Second half on YourLiveEvent.com. Sacred Heart by 6. They control the basketball to begin half number 2 with Sunby to the far side. To Horkin, back to Sunby. They play catch out on the perimeter. Sunby ended the first half on that 4-point play, which got Sacred Heart fans on their feet after they trailed most of that first half, but now they lead by 6. Sunby screen and roll off to Zavrel off the glass, falls off the left side of the rim, and the official quickly puts an end to that rebound on the tie-up as Lim started to flail around fighting for that loose ball, and the baseline out of bounds stays with Sacred Heart. No? The possession area, okay, they forgot to switch the possession area. Okay, so it's going to be Goodride Grygla basketball. Sadie Anderson off to the top of the key with Salo, hands off to Anderson. Left hand, backdoor pass down low, bounce pass back across the lane, left-handed layup no good from DeLage, and she gets her own offensive rebound. 9 points and 3 rebounds for Kylie DeLage, and it's 27-23 lead cut to 4 as we're about 1 minute into this second half. Vanish has it on the left wing, looks for an entry pass, gets it to the inside. That's Knutson, back out to Vanish, free throw line, drive and kick, Horkin to the baseline with the right hand, off to Zavrel, faces up from about 16, bounce pass inside, kicked around and turnover number 9 on Sacred Heart. Goodride Grygla catches the outlet pass on the near side to Salo, top of the key, Anderson, she finds herself open, why not? Anderson looked around, said, hey, I'm open. Knocks it down from deep, and it's a 1-point game. And a quick 5-0 run makes it 27-26. Over the top pass, help side was there. Sacred Heart can't convert. Loose ball underneath, and a jump ball stays with Sacred Heart. Excellent help side defense that time by Goodride Grygla to be behind number 12, or rather number 13, Ava Knutson, who's yet to score in this one. Baseline out of bounds. Vanish goes out to the top of the key, nearly throws it away. Sunby runs it down. Near sideline, Sunby. Horkin from deep off the front, offensive rebound. Sunby kicks it back out to the top of the key. Horkin running floater and a blocking foul called. Horkin collided with number 22, Kylie DeLage. And that'll be the first personal foul on DeLage. Or rather, Sadie Anderson, I beg your pardon, is where the foul is going to go. First on Anderson, and Finley Horkin, 5 points, make it 6. Gets the free throw. Second free throw for Horkin on the way. Hits off the front of the rim and falls in. Finley Horkin now tied with Leah Sunby for a game high in points, 7. Sunby had 7 in that first half. DeLage deep in the right corner, reverses it out to Salo at the top of the key. Left hand, hands it off with Cryle. Cryle, the right-handed dribble, nearly carried it. Backdoor pass. And a foul called underneath. That's going to go on Audrey Zavrel. Kylie DeLage went backdoor. Pass went there. Zavrel maybe a little late getting over. That's her second, team's first. Inbounds. Comes into DeLage, puts one up from 14. That's no good. Runs down her offensive rebound from one side of the floor to the other. Another possession for Goodride Grygla. Sacred Heart by my mark out-rebounded the Chargers 20-10 in that first half. Ball in the right corner with DeLage. Left-handed dribble to the top of the key. Three-pointer from straight away. Anderson missed everything but falls right into the lap of Cryle. She can't finish. And we're going to get a foul called on Sunby chasing after the rebound. And that's her first and the team's second. Much to the dismay of Eagle fans here. They do lead by 3, 29-26. Baseline out of bounds, out to the top of the key. To the inside, Anderson. Kryl inside the painted area, puts it up from 10. Jams in between the rim and the backboard. Vanish clears it with her third rebound of the night. Sacred Heart going back from our right to left on yourliveevent.com and on your radio dial, 96.7 FM, KKCQ. Vanish in the left corner, goes to the inside on an entry pass. Knutson out to Zavral, around to Sunby on the right wing. The left hand from the 8th grader, pull up from 15, around and off. Offensive rebound, Zavral, put back not there. Another fight on the baseline and a jump ball, and it goes back to Goodride Grygla. A lot of jump balls. Vanish, or rather Risky, comes in for Horkin. I feel like we've seen that a lot throughout the day. A lot of jump balls, everybody fighting for the extra effort, and the 50-50 balls. You want to win that battle in the quarterfinal round of the section playoffs. Chargers facing a little half-court, rather full-court pressure from Sacred Heart. A little dummy pressure as it fades off and man-to-man. Top of the key with Sadie Anderson to the left wing, DeLage. Looks inside, gets by Vanish at the free throw line. Jacobson to the top for Goodride Grygla. 3-point game. Sacred Heart 29, Goodride Grygla 26. Kryl. Left corner, down low, behind the defense. Tipped out of bounds, last touch by Sacred Heart. It's a long entry pass from the left wing to the right side of the lane. Under the hoop, Caitlin Jacobson had the positioning for a moment, pass a little behind. Eagles touch it out of bounds. Inbounds, 3 from Salo. Tie game. Baseline out of bounds in the left-handed corner. Salo ties it up at 29, 14 and a half to go. Here's a steal from behind. Swickla had it poked away. Chargers outlet pass to the far side. Jacobson left wing, back across on the skip pass. Kryl stopped, thought about the pull-up. To the free throw line with number 22, DeLage. Looks inside, nothing there as Salo cuts through after tying the game on that last three-pointer. Kryl to the top with Jacobson. She wants one, and she gets it. Caitlin Jacobson gives the lead back to Goodride Grygla, 32-29. Here's the inbounds, and a 5-second call called on Sacred Heart as Risky couldn't get it in, and Coach Matheson wanting an explanation. I don't know if he thought the 5 seconds was a little quick. It's Goodride Grygla basketball. They lead by 3. Here's the baseline out of bounds. Goes out to the left elbow. Head fake from Anderson. Gets downhill and a foul called. The foul on Sacred Heart will be the team's third of the second half. And the first on number 21, Alexis Lawrence. And the free throw no good from Sadie Anderson. Goodride Grygla 4 of 7 from the free throw line in the first half. Ashlyn Nelson comes back in for the Chargers. Kryl will take a seat. Second free throw on the way is good. So 1 of 2 from the line is number 21, Sadie Anderson. She's got a snowman. That's 8 points. On the far side, Swickla brings it across the timeline. Nearly a double dribble. Off to Sunby at the top of the key. The 8th grader dribbles it over to the right wing. Has a little space, a behind the back dribble. Off to Swickla to the top. Reversal to Vanish left wing. Entry pass inside. Little tough time and a foul on the way up. Pass went inside to Lawrence. And the foul called on Goodride Grygla will now be their second. And the second on Kylie DeLage. And Alexis Lawrence at the Mustang Seeds free throw line. The first one is off the front of the rim. Horkin comes back in for Sacred Heart. Mustang Seeds, the sponsor of our free throws this evening. Second free throw for Lawrence on the way, and she gets that one. Alexis Lawrence now for Sacred Heart with 5 points, 33-30. Chargers by 3. They trailed at the half by 6, 27-21. Chargers in the offensive front court. Entry pass on the cut to Jacobson, and a foul called. She's going to get 2 more free throws. Jacobson cuts through, curling the screen on the far side. Pass might have been just a little bit behind, and the foul on Sacred Heart almost plays to their benefit as they draw the foul on the Eagles. And it's the first on Finley Horkin, and now the team's 4th. And the free throw is good from Caitlin Jacobson. She's got a game-high 10 points. Second free throw for Jacobson on the way, around and off the left side, no good. Risky comes down with the rebound. That's her 5th of the night. And she brings it across the timeline for Sacred Heart. 13 minutes to go in the game. Risky, little hesitation to the baseline. Bounce pass goes out. Sunby in the left corner, peeks at the rim. Gets inside, out to Swikla by her defender, throws it over the top of the rim, and the rebound comes down to DeLage and Goodride Grygla. Pass on the far side. Numbers for Goodride Grygla. Back the other direction. Bounce pass is going to go off the foot of a defender. Salo along the baseline, kicks it out to Jacobson. Right elbow, now DeLage. Face up there to the top of the key, Nelson. Near side. Salo on the right wing. Horkin gets out there defensively. Kick out to Sadie Anderson to the top. Right wing DeLage into the corner. Pass over the top. Help side is there. Jump ball. Excellent defensive possession from Sacred Heart that time. They all rotated as a team. Goodride Grygla knew where to go with it. Sacred Heart defensively did too. They got there on the help side and they forced the jump ball, and they've got the arrow. They'll take it back. Down by 4, 34-30. Lynn Forest Insurance Agency and Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard. Inbounds comes to Sunby, immediately gives it back to Risky. Across the timeline, Goodride Grygla trying to funnel her into a trap. They do, out by half court. Bounce pass to Sunby. Tried to draw the push from behind, ended up getting back on her feet. Sunby with 7 points, had that 4-point play to end the first half, and Sunby on the floor, as is number 13, Knutson. And that's going to be a turnover on Sacred Heart as it goes out of bounds. It's been physical all afternoon. And now we're going to get a foul called away from the inbound on Goodride Grygla, pushing off of a defender. Trying to create space was number 14, Jacobson. No, number 3, Nelson. That's her second. Sacred Heart basketball, and Sunby turns it over. She ran into a wall. Turnover number 5. 5-on-4 back the other way. Jacobson a little out of control. Oh, man. Oh, man. Eagle fans might have an argument that time. Nonetheless, it will stay with Goodride Grygla. Baseline out of bounds. Caitlin Jacobson will throw it in. Jacobson off to the other corner to Nelson. Goes baseline. Wraparound pass. Nobody was there. Easy turnover. Sacred Heart picks it up. It's turnover number 5 of the game on Goodride Grygla. Risky to the baseline. And a blocking foul is going to be called. Blocking foul called on Morgan Underdahl of Goodride Grygla. 11:53 to go first half. Referee on the near sideline stretches out the hammy, bounces the ball to Vanish. And looking for Risky in the left corner. She's open, left corner 3, in and out, and it's going to be an offensive rebound. Yes, out to Risky from 14, a little head fake. Defender goes by, again in and out, and still loose, and Goodride Grygla comes up with it. Offensive rebound was Alexis Lawrence for the extra possession for Sacred Heart. Goodride Grygla by 4. Left corner to Jacobson. Goes baseline, and a blocking foul called on Sacred Heart's Ava Knutson. That'll be her 3rd, now the team's 5th. Already 5 fouls on Sacred Heart, 4 on Goodride Grygla. Baseline out of bounds with Jacobson, who has 10 points, the only player in double figures top to bottom for both teams. Into the left-handed corner. This is going to be tipped, and Vanish couldn't handle it. A fan, a big smile in the front row. You don't see a lot of balls go into the crowd here from Thief River Falls. Ice hockey rink as well. Tosses it back into play. Bounce pass comes into Anderson, back to the near side. And we're going to get another foul away from the basketball again. And that's going to go on Sacred Heart. That's their 6th. They'll have to be careful. And it's the 4th on Ava Knutson. Swikla checks back in for Sacred Heart, as does Zavral. Chargers on the baseline out of bounds, right elbow. Delays, jumper too strong. Risky the rebound. 6 rebounds for Lydia Risky. Goodride Grygla leads 34-30. Risky inside, tipped. On the baseline, last touch by Goodride Grygla. Risky, the left-handed layup. Couldn't get it and tipped out of bounds. Vanish on the baseline out of bounds to trigger it in for Sacred Heart. Comes to the near side corner. Risky baseline, left hand cut off. Pull up from 15, not there. Rebound down to Nelson. Goodride Grygla off and running. They've got a 3-on-2 back the other way in the left wing. Inside, Delage off glass, around, off the front of the rim, the side of the rim, the back of the rim, and then into the hands of Lydia Risky. It hit every part of the cylinder, and it's still a 4-point game. Chargers lead 34-30. 10:45, second half. Risky spinning, loses it, and a turnover, and here comes Goodride Grygla. A free layup the other way is good by Caitlin Jacobson. She's got 12 off the turnover, and it's turnover number 14 of the game with 10:25 to go. And a Coach Matheson timeout from Sacred Heart. Chargers lead by 6. It's 36-30. 10:25 to go. Timeout's brought to you by the Foston A&W. Full timeout back after this on KKCQ and YourLiveEvent.com.
Have you adjusted your crop insurance policy to reflect the increase in commodity prices and input costs? Hi, this is Bethany Rentz, crop insurance agent with Irie Insurance. We want to partner with you to provide you a comprehensive policy structure to protect your farm's revenue and preserve your equity. Give us a call today to set up a time to meet with an Irie Insurance agent prior to March 15th. For contact information, please visit our website at irieins.com.
You're protected and appreciated at Irie.
Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity provider.
Welcome to Lakes Community Co-op. A new name, familiar faces, continued services, and customer service from your co-op in your community. Lakes Community Co-op. As we move forward, you can depend on us for fuel, propane, animal feed, meat locker plant, milk purchasing and hauling, pet food, hardware, convenience stores, tires, vehicle service, natural gas, and more of our services we provide from Lakes Community Co-op.
EQ on YourLiveEvent.com. Goodride Grygla leads 36-30 with 10 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the game. Work into Risky on the right wing, Vanish in the right corner. Ball's trying to move around, and Goodride Grygla applying pressure. Turnover number 7 of the half. Chargers come back the other way from left to right across the timeline. Right wing, Nelson to the inside to Jacobson, and she threw it away. Turnover number 6. Risky on the far side. Defense is back with numbers. Risky says, I don't care, and it's going to go out of bounds. Last touched by Goodride Grygla. Now the officials will converge on the far side, and it's going to stay with Sacred Heart. Vanish on the baseline out of bounds. On the left side of the lane, will throw it in. Into Risky, and a moving screen called on Swickla. That's her 4th and the team's 7th. Player control foul. Clock is running. 9:40 to go in a 6-point game, 36-30. Goodride Grygla leads at the top of the key. Into a crowd turned over. Zavral intercepts it. Turnover number 7. Risky in the backcourt for Sacred Heart. 9.5 to go. Eagles led by 6 at the half, 27-21, but they face that same deficit now. Risky on the baseline, reverse layup, jams in between the rim and the backboard. Delage comes down with a rebound, her 7th of the night. On the near side is Salo into the right corner. Anderson left hand inside the painted area, stops there, kicks it out. Delage had a little opening. Zavral closes out on her. Delage to the right elbow. Hand off, top of the key, 3. Salo short. Risky another rebound in her 8th of the night. Risky comes back across the timeline for Sacred Heart. 8:50 remaining, still a 6-point game. Risky forces it up and puts it in. Lydia Risky has had a tough night, but she gets that one to go. She's got 4 points, and it's a 4-point deficit, 36-32. And head coach Elroy Johnsrud of Goodride Grygla wants a TO. Brought to you by the Foston A&W. We're back in 30 on KKCQ and YLE.
Your grandmother's fine china, those trendy sneakers, your collection of hand-carved duck decoys? Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask Linforce Insurance Agency in your viewing area if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Oh, now you do your job.
Welcome back on YourLiveEvent.com and 96.7 FM KKCQ. Also streaming online, rjbroadcasting.com. Head over there, too, to check out the sports scores and schedules page to stay up to date with everything in the tournament action, boys and girls alike. Wild one here, 4-point game. Goodride Grygla leads 36-32, 8.5 to play. Jacobson, right wing for the Chargers, to the top of the key, touches it around into the left corner with Nelson. Nelson to the top. Backdoor, wanted Jacobson, and it's going to be titled into the corner. Nearly thrown away. Jacobson runs it down. Chargers by 4, trailed by 6 at the half. We're approaching the 8-minute mark of the second half. Left wing, Chesney Salo. Now deep into the left corner, up to Jacobson at the top of the key. Uses a ball screen, drive and kick out to Anderson in the left corner. Skips it back across to Nelson. Nelson picks it up. DeLage in the right corner. Inside 8 minutes to play. Back around to the top. DeLage right wing. 7:45. Top of the key again. Salo back to the right wing. Nelson bounce pass. Baseline. Loose ball. Picked up by Sacred Heart and a jump ball. It was turned over originally by Goodride Grygla. Knutson went down to her knees to pick up the loose ball, and then smartly by Chesney Salo goes in for the jump ball to tie her up. And they keep the possession with 7:37 remaining into the right corner. Salo. Nelson pinned down on the near side. Jacobson gets inside. Head fake. Tries to step through. Back out into the right corner. Salo. We've seen some long possessions. Remember, we won't see those next year. Shot clock comes into play. Left wing. Nelson. Fake. Corner. DeLage. Baseline drive, goes off her foot into the corner. Nelson a head fake. Now she'll pull up from 8 feet. That's too much, and another offensive rebound. Anderson. 7 minutes left to go now. Goodride Grygla by 4. Into the corner. Head fake from number 22, DeLage. Left-handed dribble off to the right wing. Reversal back around into the left corner. Nelson over the top pass. Help side was late. And the finish by Caitlin Jacobson. She's got 14 points, 6:45 remaining. The lead goes back to 6 for the Chargers, 38-32. Vanish into the front court now for Sacred Heart, trying to find anything on the offensive end. Both teams have scored just 11 points in this first half. Vanish, right wing, to the left elbow. Lawrence faces up, puts it up, around and out, and the rebound down to DeLage. Seen that a couple of times from both teams. Back across on the skip to Nelson. Baseline back to the top of the key. Nothing on the inside. Down on the drive. Salo left-handed layup. Scoop not there. Falls off the front of the rim. Risky the rebound. And a foul called on the rebound on number 21, Anderson of Goodride Grygla. That's her second and the team's 4th. Six minutes and 10 seconds left to go. The foul on Goodride Grygla will actually be the team's 5th of the half. There's 7 on Sacred Heart. Vanish has to get it in, taking a lot of time. Bounce pass in, but a 5-second call. And a little careless on the inbound, trying to get open was Sunby. Goodride Grygla has had the basketball for what seems like the last maybe 2.5 minutes with offensive rebounds. Now the 5-second call. Jacobson from deep. 17 points for Caitlin Jacobson. Fix the net, Mr. Official. Goodride Grygla by 9, 41-32. Linforce Insurance Agency and Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard. Vanish on the inbound. They screen to try and get open. Comes into Horkin. Off to Vanish. 6 minutes remaining. Goodride Grygla by 9. Vanish runs into a defender. That's going to be a reach. You can't do that. That's a foul. And that's going to be the 6th team foul as Ashlyn Nelson hops up. Maybe trying to argue the call, but it is a reach in. Team 6, 5:54 to go in the game. Sideline out of bounds will come on the near side. Vanish to trigger it in. Bounce pass comes into Sunby. Ball goes down low to Lawrence. She's got a one-on-one, kicks it out. Horkin a head fake, gets to the inside. She's going to be stripped, and that's a turnover. Not strong enough with the basketball. Turnover number 9 and 17 of the game for Sacred Heart. 5:40 remaining, 9-point game. Nelson at the top. Goodride Grygla seems like they'd be more than content with just swinging it around and wasting time off the clock as they lead by 9. Sacred Heart, they'll want to pressure here defensively. Back out to the right wing, now to the top. DeLage looks inside, nothing there. The lane is crowded. Out to Nelson into the right corner. Anderson, still nothing there. Top of the key, around to the left wing. DeLage again. To the top, Anderson. 5:10 remaining. Goodride Grygla 41, Sacred Heart 32. Bounce pass goes down to the left block, caught underneath the rim, and putting it back up. Can't get it to go, and an offensive rebound. Putback is good, and a huge play by Sadie Anderson of Goodride Grygla. 10 points and 4 rebounds for her inside 5 minutes to go. It's an 11-point game, 43-32, and a timeout from Sacred Heart. A 30-second timeout. We'll take it with them. It's brought to you by the Fosston A&W. We're back after this on KKCQ and YourLiveEvent.com.
Little Learners Early Childhood Center recognizes that the most important years in a child's development are from birth to age 5. In fact, by the time children reach age 5, 90% of their brain is already developed. With that in mind, we want to acknowledge the importance of quality care and education. Little Learners is proud to be a part of your child's growth and development during this critical time. Thank you for trusting us with your most important little people. For more information on Little Learners, contact Karen at 218-784-5761 or follow our Facebook page.
Welcome back on YourLiveEvent.com and 96.7 FM KKCQ. Goodride Grygla leads by 11 points, 43-32, with 4 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in the game. Vanish inbounds to Sunby on the near side for Sacred Heart. They want to get anything offensively, and then they got to pressure Goodride Grygla defensively. Sunby crosses over to her left hand, gets it to Lawrence, kicks it out. Risky the head fake. This is a pull-up from 17. It's good. They needed that one desperately. 6 points for Lydia Risky. Makes it a 9-point game, 43-34. Long outlet the other way, and a foul called. The long outlet went to Alexis, or rather to Sadie Anderson of Goodride Grygla. The foul goes on Lydia Risky, her second, team's 8th, and the best thing that happened on that play was the foul on Risky, and now they hope for a couple of missed free throws for Sacred Heart as they trail by 9, and the first free throw is good. Anderson, big free throw with 11 points. Goodride Grygla 3 of 5 from the free throw line in this second half. Anderson, the second one is up and too strong off the back. Risky comes down with a rebound for Sacred Heart, and that's the 9th rebound of the game. It's a 10-point game, 44-34. Risky into the front court for Sacred Heart. The left-handed dribble, and she'll turn it over. Turnover number 10. Here come the Chargers. Finishing the other way is Jacobson, forcing the turnover, 19 points. And Coach Johnsrud, a quick timeout for Goodride Grygla. It's a full timeout and a 12-point game. Chargers 46, Eagles 34. 4:05 remaining. We're back after this on KKCQ and YourLiveEvent.com.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Thursday Night Thunder returns to Norman County Raceway in 2023. The season opens June 1st, featuring weekly racing of IMCA sprints, stock cars, sport mods, hobby stocks, Midwest mods, and legends. Plus, don't miss events like the Moonshine Mod Tour, Standard Stock Car Challenge, NLRA Late Model Special, the Rebel Tour, bus racing, and more. Family friendly and affordable. Your home for Thursday Night Thunder is Norman County Raceway in Ada, Minnesota.
Timeout on YourLiveEvent.com, and KKCQ, 4 minutes remaining in a 12-point game. Sacred Heart gets it into the front court, trying to find something on offense. Horkin to the right wing, spins with the left hand, leaves it off to Lawrence at the free throw line. Lawrence stops there, goes to Vanish, couple feet behind the three-point line. Now 3:45 remaining. Sacred Heart has to go offensively. Down to Lawrence, double team comes, spins, throws up a wild shot and draws the foul. And the foul on Goodride Grygla will be their 7th. And the second, number 12, Chesney Salo. And 2 free throws coming for the 8th grader, Alexis Lawrence. Free throw up and short. Sacred Heart led at the half by 6, 27-21. And now they trail by 12 with just 3 minutes and 41 seconds remaining. Second free throw for Lawrence on the way, off the front of the rim. Rebound comes down to Goodride Grygla's number 21, Anderson. Outlet on the far side as the Chargers work it into the front court with just 3.5 to play. Salo in the right corner. Goes to Anderson at the top, left wing. Caitlin Jacobson. DeLage into the right corner. Sadie Anderson holds on to it, 3:15 remaining. Ashlyn Nelson into the left corner, DeLage. A screen down on the opposite side, and popping up is number 12, Salo. Back to the right corner, Nelson. Now 3 minutes remaining. Top of the key with Jacobson, who has 19. Left corner, Salo. Back to Anderson. Jacobson in the right wing. DeLage. And that's a foul called. Foul called on Alexis Anderson. Or Alexis Lawrence, I beg your pardon, her second. And really in that situation, what else do you do? Goodride Grygla running their motion offense, but making no threat to get to the basket. Why not commit the foul and force Goodride Grygla to make some free throws? And we'll get an official's timeout down on the floor. DeLage is going to have to come off for, I think, a blood timeout on her left leg. So with 2:49 to go in the game, Goodride Grygla leads by 12, 46-34 on the offensive end for the Chargers. Playing the stall game and winding out the clock. We remind you again that will not happen next season and moving forward with the shot clocks coming into effect. They'll have to install those in Ralph Engelstead Arena here in Thief River Falls. We see them in a lot of the schools around the area already, and we've seen some games with teams and conferences agreeing to play with the shot clock. It doesn't happen too often, but it has happened. Free throw is no good, and the rebound run down on the near side offensively for Caitlin Jacobson. She's got 5 rebounds, and there's 2:40 left to play. 46-34. Nelson, left wing, Salo, skip back to Sadie Anderson. Nelson again, Sunby closes out. Left wing, Salo. 25 feet to the hoop. Ball around half court, 2:15 remaining. Another handoff, 10 feet off the three-point line. Into the right corner. Salo of Goodride Grygla, left-handed dribble. 2 minutes left now. Sadie Anderson into the corner to Nelson, and Sunby pushes Nelson to commit the foul. And the foul on Sunby will be her second and the team's 10th. So 2 free throws coming for Ashlyn Nelson of Goodride Grygla. First one is good. Those are the first points of the game for Nelson. And Goodride Grygla in this second half, they're 4 of 8 from the Mustang Seeds free throw line. Second free throw for Nelson, also good. Now 5 of 9, and it's a 14-point game, 48-34. Risky. Bounce pass gets it into Sunby. Left-handed dribble, pulls it back to avoid the trap. Now brings it back across the timeline. 150 remaining. Sunby off to Vanish in the left-hand corner. Goes back to Sunby. Wants to go to the right side. Does with a dribble to Horkin in the corner. That's a three. That was deflected, and the rebound comes down to Jacobson. Caitlin Jacobson into the front court. Pulls it out. 90 seconds remaining. Sunby tries to slap it away from Nelson. She does, but Nelson recovers on the left wing. Back to Jacobson near the half-court line. On the far side now, Jacobson again. 1:15 remaining. Now down to 1:10, and Sunby commits the foul. .112 remaining as Goodride Grygla plays keep away for what seems like minutes on end, and there's 1:12 left. And 2 free throws coming for Ashlyn Nelson. Free throw is up and good. Zavral and Adolfson come back in for Sacred Heart. Second free throw for Nelson. Is good. Ashlyn Nelson, 4 points in the game, and another Sacred Heart turnover right away. And Goodride Grygla is going to control, and with 60 seconds remaining, they are going to advance to the section semifinal round against Badger Greenbush Middle River. The 1 versus the 2 in the West Subsection Championship. It'll be next Tuesday at 7:45 here in Ralph Engelstad Arena in Thief River Falls. And then on the eastern half, Fosston is going to play Cass Lake Bena, the 2 versus the 4. The Panthers beating North Home Kelliher, the top seed. Goodride Grygla still controls. 30 seconds remaining. Sunby forces a loose ball, picks it up, and it's a turnover on the Chargers, their 9th of the game. Sunby down low to Horkin, takes a dribble in the middle of the lane, and that's good. Finley Horkin with 9 points, and there's 12 seconds left to go in this one. And Goodride Grygla has earned themselves a spot in the subsection championship on the western half. Horn sounds, clock hits 000, indicating that this ball game is over. Final score on the Linfors Insurance and Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard. Goodride Grygla wins by 14, 50-36. That's your final score. Your post-game report coming your way next on 96.7 FM, KKCQ, and yourliveevent.com.
Solutions, Hitterdall, Minnesota.
From shoulder to hand, hips to toes, and everything in between, the Riverview Health Orthopedic Team has you covered. With advanced training and joint replacements, upper and lower extremity, spine, foot, and ankle care, you know you'll be in good hands with Drs. Spinell, Schall, Sekundiak, Stanky, Kim, and Abasi. For appointments, call Riverview Clinic at 218-281-9595.
Riverview Health. Exceptional people, exceptional care. Riverview Health.
Winter is a planning season for farmers, a time when your mind is on your fields. But the shorter days doesn't mean there's less work to be done. At Sis van der Hoef, we know that lower temps won't cool your passion for production. We're continually striving to develop sugar beet varieties that thrive despite the pressures from disease and the challenges of nature. Because sharing the pride of success starts with sharing the passion to achieve it. Sis van der Hoef, a passion that grows.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Thunder Seed has over 4 generations of experience in the field. Through innovation, technology, and hard work, we put farmers first by providing high-quality products. We pride ourselves on developing quality soybean, corn, wheat, and corn silage seed for dealers and growers across our region. We are invested in being your partner throughout the full cycle of your harvest. Thunder Seed, first in the field, family-owned and farmers first.
As you view your lawn and yard, Todd's Landscaping takes your ideas to bring out the beauty of your home. Pavers, walkways, brick, rock, landscaping, lighting, flowers, patios, decks, yard water fountains, and irrigation. The ideas are your ideas. Call Todd's Landscaping to discuss your options and let them bring landscaping beauty to your home. Todd's Landscaping, 218-945-6000.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
When you have a project that requires rock, gravel, crushed asphalt, or crushed concrete, or you need some trenching work done, call Visser Trenching of Ada. They'll move the dirt, they'll haul the rock, they'll take care of you. They do a great job. Call Visser Trenching Ada, 784-4381. Good luck, teams, from everyone at Visser Trenching.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Sacred Heart falling to Goodride Grygla here in the 4th and final game of the day. Final score on the Linforest Insurance Agency and Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard, 50-36. I want to write that down. Where's my pen? There it is. We've been so good all day as we fill out our brackets. Hey, you do the same at home. Bracketology doesn't start in March Madness. March Madness starts when high school tournaments get going. 50-36, the final score here. Goodride Grygla defeats the Sacred Heart Eagles to advance to the West Subsection Championship to be played next Tuesday night at 7:45, approximately 7:45, right back here at Ralph Engelstad Arena in Thief River Falls. Let's get to some of our sponsored segments here on the post-game report on KKCQ and YourLiveEvent.com. We start with our sub of the game, brought to you by JT Station in Fertile. Alexis Lawrence was really good off the bench, I felt, for Sacred Heart. 5 points and 7 rebounds overall. Mac Robinson agrees with that one, too, actually, as we give her the nod as our JT Station in Fertile sub of the game. This Sacred Heart team is young. They've got, 4 8th graders on this roster, and they all play significant minutes. As we talked to Coach Matheson about it and what they do as 8th graders, and how many minutes they play, but Alexis Lawrence off the bench was good tonight. She had 5 points and 7 rebounds, good enough to earn the JT Station and Fertile sub of the game. Locally owned and operated, JT Station and Fertile, where fuel meets flavor and community meets convenience, fueling the hearts of Fertile, one tank at a time. JT Station and Fertile, the sponsor of our sub of the game. Stars of the game are presented by the Foston Chiropractic Clinic. We've got 3 of them. One for Goodride Grygla. Sadie Anderson had 11 points and 6 rebounds and was just steady all night long. She had 4 points in the first half and then 7 in the second half to give her 11. And then 3 rebounds in each half to give her 6. So 11 points and 6 rebounds for our first star of the game, Sadie Anderson of Goodride Grygla. The other stars of the game for Sacred Heart, Finley Horkin had 9 points and 3 rebounds, and Leah Sunby had 7 points and 3 rebounds as well. Leah Sunby had a 4-point play to end the first half to give Sacred Heart the 6-point advantage. Some Eagles players coming up now and getting an ovation from their fans and applauding them for their strong season. But Leah Sunby and Finley Horkin will be the other 2 stars of the game. Stars of the game are presented to you by the Foston Chiropractic Clinic. Hey, spring is coming. Are you ready? Is your maintenance plan in place? Do you have parts on hand? Are any upgrade options decided on and purchased? RDK Enterprises can help you make those decisions. Spring, it's going to be here before you know it. It was nice outside. Not quite spring weather, but it's going to be here before you know it. RDK Enterprises can help you meet the challenges of spring. Contact RDK Enterprises at planterdoc.com. That's planterdoc.com. RDK Enterprises, the sponsor of our Precision Player of the Game tonight, and that was Kylie DeLage of Goodride Grygla. She had 9 points, 8 rebounds, 7 points in the first half, 2 in the second half. And had a 3-pointer. Actually, I take that back. She had 9 points and 8 rebounds. Nearly a double-double for DeLage in this game. She is the RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game. Like we said, spring is coming. Are you ready? Let RDK Enterprises help you get ready for spring planting. Enbridge Energy Player of the Game tonight at 18 points and 6 rebounds. That's Caitlin Jacobson for Goodride Grygla. She's their steady performer, quite honestly, for the Chargers. She put up 19 and 6 tonight. She's going to be the Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Coach Matheson comes up and gets a nice ovation from the fans as well. But we go back to our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game with Caitlin Jacobson of Goodride Grygla. 19 points and 6 rebounds as a whole, as she is the Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. We're going to take a break, come back with some post-game stats, and send you on your way here shortly and preview the rest of the tournament. And the boys' standings came out today as well in Section 8A, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Myself and Mac Robinson standing by from Ralph Engelstad Arena here in Thief River Falls. Goodride Grygla wins 50-36. We're back with more on KKCQ and YourLiveEvent.com.
Now's the time to call the Bennett Hoagland Agency for PRF coverage. If you depend on rainfall in specific months to maximize haying and or grazing practices, then pasture, rangeland, forage. PRF is a great risk management choice for you. Sign-up deadline is December 1st. Talk with John, Wayne, or Marissa. Experience matters. The Bennett Hoagland Agency has been working with PRF for over 15 years. The Bennett Hoagland Agency, Ada and Moorhead, 1-800-784-2106. The Bennett Hoagland Agency is an equal opportunity provider.
Join the text club at West Main Pizza and save. Text PIZZA to 833-207-2175. Visit West Main Pizza in Ada for more than just pizza. The large menu of pasta, wings, salad, soups, calzones, and paninis to complement your taste and selection with your favorite West Main pizzas. Dine in or take out. Call 218-784-3700. It's worth the drive and the visit. Open daily at West Main Pizza on East Main Street in Ada.
More new inventory to talk about this week at Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada. New Massey Ferguson 4710 tractor, cab, air, heat, front wheel assist. New Fendt Model 516 tractor, 160 horsepower, and has loader. New Fendt Models 930 and 942 tractors are expected with fall delivery dates. Come in now and talk about availability for demo or purchase. All other model Fendt tractors also available. Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada, 218-784-2961.
This is Carly Olson at American Federal Bank in Ada. You can save time on your banking needs with American Federal's mobile deposit. Use your mobile device to deposit checks whenever and wherever it's convenient for you. It's available to online banking customers within the American Federal mobile banking app. Go to your app store today to download the American Federal mobile banking app. To learn more about American Federal's mobile deposit, stop in and visit us at American Federal Bank in Ada, member FDIC.
Have you seen the huge selection of used vehicles that Christian Motors of Fertile has? Stop by the lot, talk with one of the guys about the huge selection of cars, trucks, SUVs, vans, and so much more. They've got a great selection of used vehicles right now. You can view them at christianmotors.com or christiancarsonline.com. One of the biggest selection of used vehicles around, it's Christian Motors. They're proud to be your Chevy and GMC dealer, Highway 32 North in Fertile.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Many factors impact your ability to increase profits on the farm. Make sure your planter is an asset and not a liability. Some limiting factors in making the perfect planter pass are row maintenance, meter calibration, and downforce management. It will not cost you anything to have the conversation about identifying those limiting factors. Call RDK Enterprises 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Founded upon our Benedictine heritage of prayer and work, Sacred Heart Catholic School promotes faith in Jesus Christ, educates youth, and ministers to all. At Sacred Heart, it's not just about education, but about the formation of the person, mind, body, and soul. By living each day the Eagle Way, today's students will become tomorrow's leaders. To learn more about the Sacred Heart School or to view activity schedules, teachers' pages, and more, visit sacredheartegf.net.
Have you adjusted your crop insurance policy to reflect the increase in commodity prices and input costs? Hi, this is Bethany Rentz, crop insurance agent with Irie Insurance. We want to partner with you to provide you a comprehensive policy structure to protect your farm's revenue and preserve your equity. Give us a call today to set up a time to meet with an Irie Insurance agent prior to March 15th. For contact information, please visit our website at irieins.com.
You're protected and appreciated at Irie.
Irie Insurance is an equal opportunity provider.
When you're going out to play this winter, do it in Ada. Ada has an ice skating rink, snowmobiling, snowshoe and cross-country ski trails. And stop in Ada on your way to and from any other activities. Meet your friends, have a bite to eat. Or if you're in the mood for a swim and not quite ready for a polar plunge, swim with family and friends at the indoor pool at the Deco Center. Ada also has its event center ready to host meetings or family events. Welcome to Ada, alive and thriving.
The Benedictine Living Community in Ada is currently hiring for the following positions: Director of Nursing, full-time exempt position; CNA, full and part-time, need not be certified to apply, will train you; Resident Assistant, full-time assisted living position; an RN LPN charge nurse, full-time days and overnights. For more information, log on to blcada.org/jobs or call 218-784-5500. Consider a career with the Benedictine Living Community in Ada.
Bitcare Inc. has savings on all farm implement and ag equipment tires during this Ag Month celebration. Thanks to area farms and farm families for your business and for growing the crops to produce the food we enjoy. Bitcare Inc. with savings on farm and ag equipment tires. Call Troy the Tire Guy to order your tires today and discover additional savings with multiple tire orders for your farm. Bitcare Inc. located between Ada and Halstead. 218-456-7467.
You won this year's chili cook-off. Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense.
River's Edge Insurance Agency, Halstead. 218-456-2172.
Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah.
My name is Jared, born and raised in Minnesota, and I'm a project director at Enbridge. Enbridge is more than a pipeline company. It's a company participating in renewable energy projects in Minnesota and abroad, and I'm really proud to be working here.
We believe a cleaner energy future is achievable. For over 20 years, we've been early adopters of renewable energy, and we're proudly committed to net zero emissions by 2050. To hear more from Jared, visit enbridge.com/Jared. That's JERRID.
Farmers, are you shopping for a bank that has many flexible options tailored to fit your farm's unique financing needs? Franzen Bank is an approved Farmer Mac lender, meaning they can offer long-term, fixed-rate loans on equipment, land, operating lines of credit, and more. Being a Farmer Mac approved lender also means Franzen Bank can get you a decision quickly. Learn more at franzenbank.com/FarmerMac. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC.
Your grandmother's fine china, those trendy sneakers, your collection of hand-carved duck decoys. Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask Linforce Insurance Agency in your viewing area if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Oh, now you do your job.
Gordon Construction of Mahnomen is a Native American-owned business proudly operating on the White Earth Indian Reservation since 1983. As a bonded general contractor, Gordon Construction provides years of experience in large, detailed, and within-budget projects. Gordon Construction is committed to the safety of its employees and the environment of its work sites. To learn more about Gordon Construction of Mahnomen, visit gcmahnomen.com or call 218-935-2191.
The Halstead Living Center, Heritage House in Halstead, and the Normandy in Twin Valley present an atmosphere that is calm and comfortable. Whether you're in need of a short-term or long-term care stay, they offer a variety of first-rate services with a tailored plan to exceed your expectations at any level of care, including senior living with services, skilled nursing care, rehabilitation care, respite, hospice, or adult day care. Get more information by going to halsteadlivingcenter.com or call 218-456-2105.
The Holly Nuggets Booster Club helps support Nugget athletics and various projects each year. Past projects include gym flooring, baseball, and softball scoreboards, donation to the dance and wrestling team, and the new high school weight room. If you are interested in the progress and development of the athletic programs at the Holly High School, please consider becoming a Booster Club member. Membership is available in monetary amounts of $25, $50, $100, and $250. Visit hollyboosters.com for more information.
Welcome back inside the post-game report tonight. Goodride Grygla defeats the Sacred Heart Eagles by 14, 50-36. That was your final score. Let's run through your final stats, being brought to you by Christian Motors. As we take a look at Goodride Grygla, Ashlyn Nelson at 4 points and a rebound. Brooklyn Kryl a rebound. Chesney Salo with 7 points and a rebound. Caitlin Jacobson at 19 and 6. Sadie Anderson with 11 and 6. And Kylie DeLage with 9 and 8. For the Sacred Heart Eagles, Finley Horkin with 9 points and 3 rebounds. Leah Sunby had 7 points and 3 rebounds. Lydia Risky had 6 points and 9 boards. Ava Knutson a rebound. Audrey Zavarol with 2 points and a rebound. Izzy Swickla with 5 points, 2 rebounds. Alexis Lawrence, 5 points and 7 rebounds. And Isabel Vanish with 2 points and 3 rebounds. From the Mustang Seeds free throw line, Goodride Grygla was 11 of 18 for 61%. And the Sacred Heart Eagles shot 7 of 12 for 58%. Turnover numbers advantage to Goodride Grygla. They had 9, Sacred Heart with 19, as Goodride Grygla wins. Final score 50 36. Your final stats brought to you by Christian Motors. Stop by Christian Motors for the absolute best selection in used cars, or visit them online at ChristianCarsOnline.com. Christian Motors with locations in Minnesota, including Fertile and Crookston, and locations in North Dakota, including Findlay, Cooperstown, Jamestown, and their used superstore in Mayville. Visit them online at ChristianCarsOnline.com. Well, we take a look at the rest of the girls' tournament. In Section 8A, the semifinals are set, or the subsection championships, I should say. On the eastern half, the number 2 seeded Foston Greyhounds will play the 4 seed Cass Lake Bena Panthers. BGMR, the top seed in the West, will play the 2nd seed in the West, Goodride Grygla. Both of those semifinal games happening next Tuesday at 6 o'clock and 7:45, starting with the East subsection championship. Well, let's bring in our producer from today, Mac Robinson, he was on the call for one game today and producing a couple of others as well, as we take a look at the tournament. And Mac, what's your reaction to the results from today? I guess starting with the Kelliher North home and Cass Lake Bena game.
Well, I think the biggest takeaway from today overall really comes down to the fact that, we talked about it all year, but a lot of the talent on all of these teams spread across the section, really. It was pretty evenly matched, and we talked about it with multiple coaches. And, we saw that here tonight. Outside of the BGMR win over Kitson County Central, where that was 56-25, every other one was really highly contested, other than, towards the end here tonight, where it just seemed like Goodride Grygla was able to control near the end. But, you saw it in the first one, and that was Cass Lake Bena, of course, the game that I called to kick off the day. Cass Lake Bena getting the win over Northome Kelliher. And, in that one, the expectation, obviously, throughout this year, defense for Northome Kelliher, playing hard, playing well. And, you saw Cass Lake Bena having the experience also come into play. I think that's another side of this that you're seeing here throughout today as well, is the experience from Cass Lake Bena, the experience from Foston and Fertile Beltrami, really going back and forth in that one, and that's where you see the experience come into play. Goodride Grygla, coming in against the Sacred Heart team, it's a very good Sacred Heart team especially, but like you mentioned, 4 8th graders, a young Sacred Heart team, and one that had just 3 wins in the middle of February last year, so a team that's on the rise especially, but that's a situation where this is a learning experience. You can go ahead, take from this next year. You have this great environment where you pretty much had all of Goodride and Grygla in the arena at that point, and you had everybody going crazy and having that excitement and having that different atmosphere. That's the biggest part of it. So when you come into Ralph Engelstad Arena, it's a different atmosphere. It's a bigger gym, and that's where you start to see the difference here. You see the experience coming into play, and I think that's the biggest takeaway that I had from today, was the fact that you have some of these teams that have been here and showing that they have been here, they've done that, they talk the talk, and they walk the walk as well.
Well, I think we talked about it a little bit on the way here about the Sacred Heart and Goodride Grygla matchup. We say that Sacred Heart's maybe just a year early. They've got the 4 8th graders on the roster and are going to be improving year after year. And we might look at Goodride Grygla and say, hey, they're a little young too, starting 2 sophomores, but 8th graders, still 2 years older.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is that's where, it's the difference where you look at Cass Lake Bena. Cass Lake Bena is a team that, they're two of the best players in their starting lineup are sophomores, and Gabby Feinday, who hit 1,000 points this year for her career, and then Lexi LaRose and LaRose coming off a 21-point game against Mahnomen Waban, getting that confidence behind her, and getting that shot to fall a few times there against Mahnomen Waban. You saw the confidence coming in today, even more aggressive. I called maybe five games for Cass Lake Bena throughout this season. That's the most aggressive I've seen Lexi LaRose throughout this year, especially. And again, in talking with some of the coaches, she's been putting in that extra work, putting in those extra shots, and you saw that pay off here tonight, especially. And for her being able to play off of Gabby Feinday, this is the 3rd time they've played in the Ralph. So that's where you see the confidence start to come into play here.
Well, there's a reason why Cass Lake Bena is always, I don't want to say the section favorite year in and year out. They won it last year, of course, and then, just the years before, too. But there's a reason that you never overlook Cass Lake Bena, whether they are the 4 seed, and maybe some folks were against a top-seeded Keller Northholm team, where you say, I didn't see Keller Northholm at all this year. So
yeah.
I was very intrigued by what I was seeing with Keller Northholm, and kind of truthfully, I was like, okay, what makes them so good? And then Cass Lake Bena responded appropriately like Cass Lake Bena does.
Right, and the one thing too, again, in talking with some of the coaching staffs, for Cass Lake Bena too, they mentioned the fact that, look, because again, this was the key going into the game. Cass Lake Bena lost by 9 in their first matchup against Keller Northholm. They lost in the second one by 44. And so they wanted to go ahead and throw a different look on defense against them, as well as go ahead and throw a couple of different wrinkles on offense. And on defense, you really saw Keller Northholm struggle quite a bit and not really know how to react to it. And that's where you saw Cass Lake Bena able to go ahead and take advantage of that. That's where you see a team that comes into an environment like this, into a gym like this, where you're used to people being a little bit closer and you're used to that kind of more intimate environment. Whereas here in the Ralph, you have the wide open, sidelines, the wide open baselines, and maybe you get the student sections on the floor, but the crowd isn't right on top of you. It's a wide open gym, and the dimensions feel a little bit off. But, that's where you see the experience level come into play. And a team like Keller Northholm, where, you have a couple of freshmen that are leading the way for you and are those key players for you. But that's where you see the difference level in experience. Even if they're just sophomores, they've been here 3 times already now before they've even become upperclassmen at this point.
Let's quickly preview the subsection championship game, starting with Badger Greenbush, Middle River, and Goodride Grygla next Tuesday. And just seeing BGMR, the pressure they apply, not only in the full court, but how they get after you in the half court too, I think Goodride Grygla is going to have their hands full.
Yeah, and when it comes to BGMR, they are a team that when they are locked in, when they are dialed in and in your face, it is going to be a very tough time for you going throughout the game. And in looking at how they've played in the past as well, I've gotten a chance to see them a few times this year, and when it comes to BGMR, they are a team that they can get the outside shot working, and the key for them is the physicality. And you talked about it before the game with Coach Dahl, and the fact that they are a team that they struggled with physicality early on, but they're a team that when you go ahead and take that physicality and are able to take that in and able to still bounce back, that's a team that's going to be tough to beat, especially, and that's why they're one of the top 10 teams in the state when it comes to Class A.
Cass Lake Bena, Foston Greyhounds matched up not that long ago. A couple of weeks ago, you saw that matchup, and sort of just looking at what you saw in that game, and we bring all that experience here to Ralph Engelstad Arena next Tuesday. What do you expect in that one?
So in that game, especially in their last matchup, and I know you and I talked about it following the game as well, but for Cass Lake Bena, that was a game that we talked about, the fact that if you had a couple of those easy buckets going, if you had somebody else able to get a few baskets in, all of a sudden it's a different ball game. You had Cass Lake able to make it close, take the lead even for a little bit against Foston, where they were able to force some turnovers on defense, play good team defense, especially for Cass Lake Bena. And going into that game, going into that matchup, I look at how Lexi LaRose is playing. This is a different player than what I've seen. She has the confidence when it comes to leading the offense, but now having the aggression as the scorer that she has shown, that's an entirely different offense now for Cass Lake Bena, where she can go ahead and open things up on offense for herself. But not only that, you basically, not letting Russ cook in Denver, you're letting Gabby Feinday cook in Cass Lake Bena, because she has done a great job in, again, coming into today, she's averaging over 20 points a game. She's only had 30 points here in the postseason so far. So that's where, for her, she hasn't had that big scoring output where, a couple of the games I called earlier in the year against Fertile Beltrami, who pushed Foston here today, she had 38 points, and she was going up against her best defender the entire night, and then followed that up with a game against Red Lake where she dropped 47. So, she is a constant scoring threat that you have to worry about. But when you have that second scoring option there, like Lexi LaRose, all of a sudden that opens things up. And for head coach Kelly Viken and Foston, that's something you got to worry about, and you got to make sure that you're on your A game, and especially for the Foston Greyhounds, you're dialed in for the entire game. You're making sure you're running your offense, doing what works for you, and not letting up off the gas, because Cass Lake Bena can and will take advantage.
Well, there you have it. Should have a lot of fun in the subsection championship games with Foston and Cass Lake Bena, like we talked about in the eastern half, and then BGMR and Goodride Grygla will also play in the western half in the subsection championship game. We're going to have a lot of fun with those. We'll have those again on KKCQ and also on yourliveevent.com for the subsection championship games next Tuesday. Eastern half, I was going to say Eastern Conference. The Eastern half will be played at 6 p.m. and the West subsection championship to be played at approximately 7:45 p.m. right back here at Thief River Falls inside Ralph Engelstad Arena. Quickly running down our final scores from all 4 games today. Cass Lake Bena defeats Kelliher Northholm 55-50. Foston over Fertile Beltrami 43-35. BGMR rolls over Kitson County Central 56-25, and Goodride Grygla beats Sacred Heart by 14, 50-36. So again, the West subsection championship is BGMR and Goodride Grygla. The East subsection championship is Foston and Cass Lake Bena. Thank you to our sponsors that you heard throughout our broadcast on KKCQ and also saw on yourliveevent.com. Game coverage today not possible without the help of our sponsors. Wave off, Mac. I don't want that pretzel anymore. Thank you to those sponsors for making our game broadcast possible today. We had 4 games, and we've got, just sort of looking at our timer, 7 hours worth of game coverage today. Thank you to our sponsors. And also thank you to you, the listener, and the viewer, whether you're on 96.7 FM, KKCQ, on rjbroadcasting.com, or on yourliveevent.com. We appreciate you taking us along with you on your Saturday, a full day of basketball. Thank you for making us a part of your Saturday afternoon and early evening, and we sincerely hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. Speaking now for Mac Robinson, I'm Dawson Peterson, reporting from Ralph Engelstad Arena here in Thief River Falls, signing off and saying so long, right here on 96.7 FM, KKCQ, and on yourliveevent.com.